Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Joker and DowmahZ here on Kulas Ravine. Now, it's been very difficult for me to find high level replays. There hasn't been as many people who've been able to send me some of these before, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to shoutcast some games that people have sent me. Now, one thing to note, I have not seen these games before, so if this game is not all that interesting, please don't blame me, as I try not to watch the games before I shoutcast. First of all, we have DowmahZ spawning on the bottom right-hand side as the red Zerg player. Meanwhile, we have Joker spawning on the top left-hand side as the Protoss player. So both of them doing just a little bit of friendly chatting. Both players, I believe, are from the European Union, or the European servers. Gonna go ahead and drop down that pylon. Meanwhile, we have DowmahZ gonna go ahead and move off to that north side in order to try to do some scouting with that Overlord. Nothing too out of the ordinary yet. It looks like he did in fact do that extractor trick, 11/10 supply. So gonna get a little bit delayed. We'll see what he's gonna do once that Overlord comes out. If he's gonna try to spawn a spawning pool, or it looks like he's gonna go triple drone hatch. So that's what the strategy is gonna be. Joker, on the other hand, finally getting that gateway. So Protoss versus Zerg battle. We'll see how this game unfolds. Now, if you do want me to try shoutcast one of your games, email me at crota@sclegacy.com and I will consider it. Now, ways to get better, or ways to improve your chances. Oh wow, DowmahZ now doing an early hatchery fast expansion at this high yield mineral, so this may not be revealed for quite some time. Well, one of your ways to get me to shoutcast one of your games is if you in fact used proper punctuation, proper spelling, and just try to sound like no leet speak, okay, I guess is the general comment. I want to know high level games, and generally I will try to cast games that are gold or platinum level. Generally silver, bronze, and copper games don't interest me that much, as the pace of the game really isn't fast enough unless I go to 6x speed. Coming back over here, we have Joker now going to come in with that single probe, in fact, and figure out that it is in fact going to be a Zerg, and taking down this hatch, or taking a look at this hatchery. We do in fact also have this spawning pool. That spawning pool is definitely late, so Joker should in fact be able to know that that there's some hatchery somewhere. Obviously, the hatchery cannot be here, as these destructible rocks are still in position, and the hatchery was not here on the way in. So Joker really needs to be careful with this whole entire strategy. Taking a look, going for a double gateway and producing zealots. So I do not see any cybernetics core yet, so that's going to be a definite delay. Taking a look over here at DowmahZ. DowmahZ going to probably perhaps get a queen over in this position as well, and try to just start mining from that high yield mineral location. Joker with that probe kind of hiding amongst those trees. Now, if you notice, one of the patch changes is when creep touches a tree no longer dies. So that whole entire issue with being able to spot a Zerg player on Kulas Ravine is now moot. Taking a look, we have 3 zealots moving out and going to run in. Oh, and now we have a large number of drones being transferred as well. So drones being transferred from the normal to that high yield location, and that's going to really give them a definite advantage. Single Zergling coming across, sees those 3 zealots, those 4 Zerglings really going to have to pull back away. Going to need to use that queen in order to try to fend off this attack. Taking a look at that, already 1 Zergling down, as one of those zealots probably has a kill. Yes, 1 zealot already has that kill, and now replenishing those shields. So gonna try to come in. That queen really needs to get in position and try to start attacking, at least get a little bit of range, trying to use that queen's attack, and now moving some drones off. Zergling's now trying to pull back around, trying to get a surround on one of those low hit point zealots. Very nice micro from Joker. Joker saving that low hit point zealot, moving into that back, and now only 2 high hit point zealots with those shields sitting off on that front side. Taking a look back over here, still double gateways, double zealots, finally getting a cybernetics core, so stalkers will be able to join the mix of that army if he in fact chooses to, but currently I only see a lot of zealots. Taking a look back over here, DowmahZ, taking a look at the economy wise, DowmahZ sitting at 16 harvesters versus 20, and getting, is he mining more gas? It's kind of odd how he's in fact a little bit lower. Now trying to come in those Zerglings. Zerglings trying to do a little bit of surround. More Zerglings off to that north side, so perhaps he's trying to do a little bit of a pincer move. Now taking a look at the mining over here, we have 13 drones, and trying to figure out where the rest of those drones are. It does not look like there's 18 harvesters anywhere on the map that I can see. So taking a look at there, he's only mining out of doing very minimal mining. Zergling's trying to gonna go ahead and just try to engage over here. Those Zealots doing a good bait back and forth, and more Zealots coming in. I do not see a Forge down yet. The robotics facility, double robotics facility. Perhaps we're going to start seeing Immortals. Immortals not the perfect counter at this stage in the game. Spinecrawler now going to go ahead and move and try to burrow himself into that position, or I guess entrench himself in that, or it's that position. I don't know if it's a he or a she, so shouldn't say him. Roach is now coming out, going to try to do a little bit of a hit and run on these Zealots. Those Zealots, those Roaches with that 2 armor, a very good counter towards those Zealots, as long as those Roaches are not in fact surrounded. Taking a look back over here, we have the hatchery now up and running, trying to upgrade to the lair, and now Zealots once again moving back out. Taking a look at DowmahZ. DowmahZ is in fact mining at what, about 700. It looks still fairly even, but the fact that Joker has an assimilator up, Joker not really getting that many probes. A little bit surprised that there is not any probes over here. Taking a look, double Immortals being produced, but not enough pylons. He should really cancel one of those Immortals and probably warp in some additional pylons at the same time. Yeah, getting another pylon on that backside. Taking a look over here, we have a couple Zealots and a single Stalker once again moving around that field. Roaches once again moving out. And taking a look at that Queen. That Queen has enough energy to spawn Creep Tumors. Probably should start spawning Creep Tumors in order to increase the movement speed of those Roaches and those Zerglings, because they would in fact be moving on Creep. DowmahZ does not have a Queen off in this position yet, and not producing anything out of these larvae over here, so not using that double hatchery as effectively as I would like him to. Joker now double gateways, also getting additional pylons as well, perhaps putting them off in that position in order to be able to protect or additional areas for warp-in, not getting the warp-in research, and producing an additional Immortal as well. We're going to have a fight over here as those Roaches and those Zerglings going to engage. Roach is going to try to start focusing down, and this is going to be a very, very bad fight. The Zealots do not in fact have charge though, so only that single Stalker will be able to just focus down those units. A Stalker getting one hit off at a time, and that Roach is now just pulling back. One of the things to note, the Roaches, the regeneration on a Roach has been significantly decreased. So instead of a 10 regeneration, it is now downgraded to a 5 regeneration. So definitely much, much weaker than that first Roach regeneration test that I had shown a little bit earlier, where a single Zealot was unable to take down a Roach, even a burrowed Roach. So that was a little bit, no, perhaps not broken, but very frustrating. Immortals now in position, so we have 3 Immortals and a fair number of Zealots, and was that almost a dozen Zealots, a single Stalker, and a couple Immortals now moving out. A single Zergling going to go ahead and try to test out the waters, trying to run back around, and that Zergling will be able to make it through, but no, gonna get stopped by 2 Stalkers and a single Immortal once again. Taking a look at the income of DowmahZ now sitting on 34 harvesters, mining at about 1,000 minerals. That is a very, very significant increase. Now Immortals just once again moving around the map, no one really pushing off into any of this position. DowmahZ pretty much saturating this high yield mineral location, and now also saturating this mineral location as well. Finally spawning a Creep Tumor. Creep Tumor should probably be continued in just a moment, as that Queen still has plenty of energy. We have a Zealot able to take this high ground. Able to take that high ground as he was able to destroy the destructible rocks on the backside, and now using that Zelnaga watchtower, making sure that there's no additional expansions. Joker not taking an expansion yet. That's a little bit surprising, as he's already so far out in the field. Taking a look at this, Roaches and Zerglings going to be trying to move out, and we're going to have a little bit of engagement here. Zealots do not in fact have charge. Immortals trying to push in, trying to take down some of these Roaches. The Stalkers do not have blink either, so in terms of upgrades, this is not a very, very powerful army. Taking a look at this, another Creep Tumor going to go ahead and push back and spawn back out. Going to take down this Spinecrawler fairly easily. Those Immortals dealing 50 damage each, and those Zealots and Roaches once again engaging. We have Mutalisk up in the air trying to focus down some of those Immortals, but should really be focusing on those Stalkers. If those Stalkers are taken down, those Mutalisks will be able to finish off the rest of this army without any real issue. Immortals now trying to focus down drones, which is a very, very odd concept when there's still units to fight down. But now two Immortals now just trying to shoot back, trying to fight back those drones. A single Mutalisk in the air. Cop's going to start focusing down the rest of Joker's Immortals. So more Mutalisks up in the air. More Mutalisks going to be focusing down those Immortals. These poor drones are not burrowed in any particular location. Zergling's now going to be coming out. Zergling's quickly surrounding that single Immortal. Immortal going to get taken down. And now Joker has to think that he's in a fairly decent position. Taking a look at Joker. Joker still sitting on a fair number of fair number of units, though. Stay tuned for part 2 and what I expect to be the conclusion of this replay between Joker and DowmahZ here on Kulas Ravine.